Welcome back, traders. Today we've got some exciting movement in Bitcoin. The miners are dropping dramatically off of that movement. I'd like to do a quick update on my Disney play, as well as include one new one that I was looking at last night. Anyways, with Bitcoin, you can see that we have played out the bear flag. So here is the flag up here, around 43 down to 41,000. We broke it to the downside, did another flag, and broke it down even further. We have now reached very close to the bottom of this pole. I'm going to call that a win. We stopped right at the top of my box here at 38,523. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one done. This has happened now. We've got our bear flag in. I think at this point, we're either going to see further downside or it's going to chop around in this area before finding support and moving back up to the 40s. That's what we're looking at. 7 before breaking out of this support, and if we do that, then we're coming all the way down into the low 30s if that does occur. But it is good that we got a rejection here. So we came down, bounced off the 38.5, and now we're up, hanging up just under 39. We'll see what happens going forward with that, but this is all part of the seasonality. You can see now that this was a Wyckoff distribution here, including that very final thrust up just before the drop off. You should look at the Wyckoff charts in order to just Google Wyckoff distribution pattern to see this textbook move right here. Bitcoin does a lot of textbook moves if you really look at it. So at some point we're going to come down, we're going to settle down here, which is an accumulation zone. I don't know if we'll go this low precisely, but at some point we're going to create another pattern similar to like this one back here in August. Let me turn this off so you can see it. In August, where it's just accumulating kind of at a low and maybe slowly grinding up. So we'll see that start wherever we find a bottom, be it here at 38,000, possibly down 35 or even lower. But at some point, we're going to see that really flat movement into April, and then we'll start taking off from there. If we look at the miners, you can see that Mara is flagging where we're creating a bear flag here where we created a bull flag in the past. We are down 5.5, almost 5.6% down on the day today. We're under $16. That's really good. I want to pick it up under 15. That's my goal. I like it down there. That's where I'm purchasing more, under 15. I'm hoping it's probably going to go down to around 12 or 13-ish, maybe 12.50-ish. That would be fantastic. I'm going to pick up a whole bunch at that level. Again, this is not financial advice nor a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever, but that is my personal plan. You can see that on the daily RSI, we are oversold currently, but we're a little less oversold than when we're back here. So there is still room to the downside, but I think we're probably going to flag here for a while, let this RSI cool off, and then continue moving further down. Let's also look at CleanSpark real quick. That's at minus 2.4% on the day. We are doing a bear flag just above where we did a bull flag on the way up. We did fill that gap. We came down and filled this fair value gap all the way down here too at 673. And we're finding some support here. Let's turn on the volume profile, see what that looks like. So we are at a level of support. If we start to move up, there's not a lot in our way up till about 730-ish, and beyond that, around 8.80, almost $9. If we decide to move up, if we move down, it looks like, let me get more data in here for the down move. All right, if we continue to move down, we have support all the way to about 620. And if we break below that, we're going all the way down to $5. That's what we're seeing with CleanSpark. Let's look at the warrants real quick. You can see that the warrants, they came down in this dramatic fashion. We crashed all the way to about 70 cents. Picked up a bunch of them at 74 cents. It is now hanging out just under $1. We're bouncing up and down off of the 50 moving average here. I suspect at some point it's going to crash through that. It's tested it 1, 2, 3. We're coming in for 4 times. We'll probably crash through it in the 4th or 5th time and bring that 5-day moving average down through it, creating a nice little red, not red, we'll get a red flag when that happens here in the coming future. Now, we don't know if that's going to be the case, but this RSI is currently at 36. It has room to move down. We're at the top of this channel that I have here, and it could easily just chop right through it, come down to about 60 cents before finding some sort of a base. Okay, now let's look at the Disney play. Today that's going about a bit rough. I might get stopped out in profit here. I did set a stop loss in profit once I got to $100 up on the day. You can see that we are in a Bollinger Band Keltner channel squeeze still today while it is moving up, which means it's probably going to continue moving up. In fact, I might be getting stopped out right now with this big candle. It might have already happened. If that happens, I am actually looking on lower time frames around the 30. I'm looking for a better price. Now you can see we bounced off of the 20 here, so in fact maybe I should lower my stop loss if I haven't gotten kicked out yet, because if we're bouncing off the 20, I should set it a little bit lower than the 20, I think, given that that's where our launch pad has been in the past. And I think it's probably going to continue to respect that. You can see every time it gets a big red candle, we see a nice little rally, and we're getting that right. Now we're also doing a 50 RSI retracement here. Well, we're at 45, but as soon as it cuts back above 50, I'm feeling pretty confident about that if it does that. We so it's not doing so hot right now. Yeah, 40 cent. Yeah, I'm definitely getting stopped out right now. Anyways, I'm getting stopped out in profit, and then I'll look for a re-entry here for the coming days. Well, my only stipulation is to be out of this before earnings on February 7th. I want out of it by then. So anyways, with the play for today, it's actually PayPal. And why would I be talking about such a dismal chart here? You can see this huge run up followed by this massive drawdown all of 2022 and 2023 but if we zoom in on this chart, and let me go down to the daily. Let me turn this off for now. Okay, you can see that we are above this shelf of volume here. So we're in a pocket. We could go up. Oops. Let me get more of this chart in here because it's visible range. Give it a second to redo it. All right. We're in this little pocket here. We could continue up to about 66. If we get above that, there's not a lot of resistance. If we get above that, we're looking at a gap fill to $70. It's a pretty big move on here. You can also see that we've done a pretty textbook head and shoulders move right there. Okay. And the neckline is here. Let me make that bigger. We're above the neckline currently. It looks like we came back to test it, and now we're launching off of it. And even smaller time frames, let me see, I think it was on the hourly. Yeah, on the hourly, I drew this channel here. It broke out of that nicely. So we came down, hit the neckline, and we're bouncing off of it. It looks like we're confirming today. RSI is still pretty low at 60. This is looking like a few weeks or a few months. This is probably going to be doing pretty well, mostly off of the buy now, pay later structure that they've been working with. That has taken off in Q4 2023 and did very well for them. I think earnings might be pretty good for them. Now, I'm not willing to gamble earnings, but that is all the way, earnings is all the way in February 7th, which means we've got, a little over 2 weeks before earnings is upon us. So 2 weeks to get all the way up here to this 70. So I'd probably buy, I don't know, 1 month, maybe 6 weeks out, and then get out before earnings because I don't like to gamble over earnings. Again, that's not a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. It's just what I'm thinking when I look at this chart because that is such a perfect inverse head and shoulders, which is very bullish. There's this huge, huge pocket of empty volume just above it. It just broke out of this channel after touching the neckline, after confirming off the bouncing off the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders. Let's look at my indicator here. 3 days ago, we got the green arrow while the 20 EMA is above the 50 and the 5 is now above 20. We are currently in a squeeze, a Bollinger Band Keltner channel squeeze, as you can see by the plus signs. I'm feeling pretty bullish about this in the short term. So with that said, that's what we're looking at today. Bitcoin is crashing, miners are crashing, Disney plays is doing a downward move today. Pretty sure I got stopped out of that in profit. PayPal is actually like running up over 2% today, so I might wait for my entry on that. But overall, I think in the next couple of weeks, we're probably going to see that $70 level get hit here as time goes on. With that said, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a profitable day.